Howdy doody, Friday, March 10th, 2023. Can you believe it? Can you believe that we are at under 3.7 on the 10-year? Look at this, folks. Look at this. Absolute insanity. Straight bonkers up in here. 3.69, we'll read this year. The unemployment, we showed you guys the other day where to look for information, right? We want to see the impact, where we're going. We want, let's see, just America and United States. Make sure it's all connected. Cool. Non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, boom, came out this morning, and you see what's happening. The bond market, 3.69 on the 10-year Treasury. Absolutely crazy. This does not happen. This is not how this is supposed to work. So this huge this huge drop in yield, so people buying up bonds. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note fell to below 3.8% on Friday, the lowest in over 3 weeks, as investors digested a batch of labor market data for February. Non-farm payrolls totaled 311,000 in the period, well above the market estimates of 205, and in the line with other hot data this week that confirms a persistent tightness in the U.S. labor market. Sure, you can believe that. I am not going to believe that. You can believe that, though. As we've already showed a million times, all the people getting laid off from their jobs. So what are we to believe? What are we to believe? Do we just not believe all the thousands of companies laying people off? The centralized truth? Or do we believe the one person, the couple of people up on high in their little ivory tower as to what the numbers are telling us? When we know they come back a month later, revise data all the time. They're always using skewed data on top of that to giving us data. So you can believe that. This is just clown world. This is hilarious. Still, the employment rate edged 0.2 percentage points higher from an already high data from a year ago. And labor income slowed down, suggesting the job market be starting to feel the effects of aggressive rate hikes by the Fed. Bond yields held this line from the last session. This is just phenomenal stuff, guys. You have to be able to see from the forest from the trees, and you have to be able to read in between the lines. Again, when you have government who their job is to make themselves look good at the behest of you, we talk about money coming from individuals in the issuance and value creation, and then rights coming from God. Neither come from the government. The government published a paper. The Federal Reserve published a paper 60, 70 years ago. We showed many times taxes for revenue are obsolete. They can print their own currency. So why are we getting taxed? Well, it's to redistribute wealth wherever they see fit. 10% for the big guy, enrich themselves. Liz Warren, $67 million net worth, and she only makes 200,000+ a year. So someone made a great comment. She would have to, for 200 years, she have to save every single dollar she's ever made to get to $67 million. This is the clown world, guys. We live in. Bernie with 3 houses. We're going to have millionaires and billionaires, but he's got 3 homes. This is the, Dan Crenshaw, top 5 money makers. They're basically saying, yeah, that's why I'm here in government, to make money. There's no other way. I don't know how to make it any other way. This is the clown world, the grift and the graft. The Nancy Pelosi is doubling their net worth on average, like every term, basically, or tripling her net worth every term she's in office. This is unbelievable. And how do we keep letting this happen? How does more and more truth come out, congressional testimonies, people admitting things, and no one does a thing, no one does anything? This is going to continue happening. Credit markets will seize up. So we have these crazy gyrations in the bond market, and this is going to continue happening. And then eventually you're going to have a hard pivot from the Fed, because things will break. Credit will seize up, repurchase market, just like in or another market inside the Fed. They're going to have different mechanisms to try to help, whether it's they get interest on interest on excess reserves. They have all these different ways they're making money and grifting off the system and financial arbitrage, and that you don't get to play. They're counterfeiting currency just in general, that you don't get to, you and I have to go to work each day and pay in taxes in a currency that men and women, this select group of men and women, get to just print and counterfeit. So this will continue to happen. The bond market's completely broken. It will collapse. Like we've said many times here, it's an electrical strip plugged into itself. The bond market is just guaranteeing yourself bondage, future taxation of yourself and your posterity. So the bond market will eventually collapse. This is what we're preparing for. And, we all have to make money in the interim. There's ways to get wealthy in the fiat system and, buy homes and renovate them and refinance them. I've done all those things. But, to be quite honest, it's not that fun, because only you get ahead. Only I get ahead. And maybe my tenants get ahead because they live in a great house now. We fixed all the house up and we fixed everything up. And the apartments and houses we have are beautiful. They're top of the line, but cool. A couple people benefit. That's great. Does the whole society benefit? Well, I mean, there's an argument to be made, but no, not really. I'm here to fix the money, fix the world. I want to fix the money for all people. That is my mission. The Bitcoin trading cards, what we're doing there with education, the books we're writing, and talking about hard topics that really tick people off, make them sad, make them cry, and talking about it hopefully in an engaging, fun, and exciting way. That's our mission. That is the mission. And that's the mission I have, educating the youth, educating people about what is actually happening. Because this is absolute lunacy. The bond market gyrating all over the place, and fiat. This is Nolan Bauerle saying this too. The fiat currency system is based off of narration and narrative from overlords. That's why Jerome Powell, everyone's watching what he says on Monday, because the fiat system is based on fiat. It's based on decree. It's based on mandate. It's not based on equity. It's not based on a fair playing field. It's not based on actual capital, actual money. It's based on what a couple of people say and how they're feeling that day and what the market, all the machinations of the market look like. So this is going to continue happening. We're going to have crazy swings in the market. People are going to get more polarized, more division, more unrest. We've been saying this for forever, for years, over a decade. Going to be more unrest. It will get worse before it gets better, so we have to prepare. That's why we talk about having stuff outside the system, all outside the system, being your own bearer, your own sovereign individual, owning Bitcoin, owning gold and silver, outside of the exchanges, in your own cold storage, in your hands, and having guns, ammo, food, storage, water, land, barterability, building community. It's the number one thing we can do to build like-minded people up around us and to teach the younger generations truth, reality, morality, ethics, freedom, liberty, property rights, and how they can rebuild the world that we have destroyed through fiat. So this is going to continue happening. We have, the stock market is down a tick. Obviously the the DXY, the dollar relative strength, is down. It's going to get crushed a couple percent here because of the bond market, the turn in the bond market, and people buying up bonds. And there's liquidity being injected back into the system. Crude oil is relatively flat, but gold and silver got serious bids. I mean, silver was up, I believe, 4% earlier. So silver with a bid, gold with a bid up, obviously with the yields dropping, people buying up the bond. So that, that moving. The only reason now Bitcoin hasn't moved as much, it's actually dropped a bit, is because of Silvergate failing, other banks, other people inside the ecosystem of crypto. Bitcoin gets put into that mess, and so we get to benefit from cheaper sats, buying cheaper sats, exchanging our dirty fiat for cheaper Satoshis, which is amazing. We get to change out our fiat currency, dirty fiat currency, for actual sound hard money, which is absolutely phenomenal. So what an arbitrage we get to, those who have ears to hear and eyes to see. So we are beyond blessed in that regard. So it's hit down a little bit. Also, the news this week of Silvergate and the 30% tax proposal by the Biden administration. Again, we have an article coming out about that, the hilarity and the irony of all that. If it was so bad for emissions and environment, then why not get rid of it all? Why not say we're banning it all? But yeah, it's a 30% tax. So we're going to get into that in different articles. You can watch that in the next couple of days. You can watch a video here, an article on that, exploring that, why it won't happen, why that won't work, and actually all the good that it's doing for all the different industries, the grids, states that are already implementing Bitcoin mining, and companies everywhere to stabilize grids and use renewable energy. So the fact they're going to tax 30% of electricity usage for Bitcoin mining is absolute bogus, hocus pocus. This is a shell game. This is them trying to get people out of the system, maybe just so they can get in a better price themselves. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. You can't ban Bitcoin. Bitcoin bans you. And this has been shown over and over again. The most authoritarian state in the world, China, has tried to do this multiple times, and Bitcoin's still there. So if you're worried about government doing something, I just look to China. And you're also, if you are worried, remember, you're admitting that you have no say in the government. You can't vote in new people who have your freedom in mind. You're saying your vote doesn't matter, which is a whole different story for a different day. Election integrity. Are elections fair? Does your vote even count? If you had a vote, would it count? So that's a whole different topic for a different day. But you're admitting, you're just giving up and saying, you know what, government can take all my freedom. Government has no right to your properties, to your taxes, everything. They have no right. We don't consent to any of it. They just get to do whatever they want, and then we just have to deal with it. No. That's not how it works. Government works with the consent of the people, not the other way around. So until we get that straight, we will have many problems. We will lose many freedoms, many liberties. Many people will lose a lot of wealth and lose everything because we continue to give freedoms away, trading for what we think is security. So I appreciate you guys coming to my TED Talk today. Please share this out because the algorithm hates truth. This video, our channel is growing consistently and methodically, but I have many people say, why isn't this channel growing faster? This is an amazing channel. Well, because the algorithm hates truth. The things we talk about here aren't liked by big tech, aren't liked by the censorship industrial complex, as Glenn Greenwald called it, just like the military industrial complex. They don't want truth and reality out. Again, we're going to be going to Nostr and going to Zion, some of these other platforms that promote freedom. They're open, built on Bitcoin, the Rails, and the decentralized open protocol networks and relays that are uncensorable. So we will be there, and we're already building on those right now. But for now, this is where we're at mainly. So I appreciate you guys coming to my TED Talk. I appreciate your time and energy. It's the most important asset we have. So thank you for spending it here. Bitcoin is time, and time is Bitcoin. Make that fair trade for yourself. This is not financial advice. It's freedom advice. And remember that we are in this together. It's this community that we are building. This community of what we are doing is the only way out of this mess. It will get worse before it gets better. Keep our head up. Keep our head on a swivel, like I always tell my children, just like I was taught playing hockey. Keep your head up so you don't get your clock cleaned. But keep your head up, because there are a lot of bad people, a lot of evil people out there to get us. And we need to be aware of what is going on. And we need to build community. The polarization, hate, everything. It's absolute bogus pandering, it's grandstanding from politicians. It's absolutely made up, and it's a way to get people distracted from the real game being played. It's not red versus blue, it's not black versus white, it's the state versus you. That is it. That is the game being played on all of us by them destroying the money and getting people mad at each other instead of being mad at them. So the new revolution won't be the French Revolution and the elites getting their heads lopped off in the town square. It'll be people just moving to Bitcoin. It'll be people leaving the Titanic, the fiat legacy Titanic, slipping under the waves. Will be them leaving and going into the sound money Bitcoin lifeboat. That's it. That's all it will be. So we are here. The system's already built, and it's being built every day and being made better every day in the Bitcoin ecosystem, the Bitcoin world, the Bitcoin monetary standard. And it's there for those who wish to have true freedom and sovereignty. If you like division and polarization, hate, ego, vanity, all those things, if you like all that, if you like the political infighting and the people beating each other in the streets and mass shootings, you like all that, cool. Fiat's the way to go. That's the way to go. We've seen now breaking the currency and the money, what it does, the welfare systems, the entitlements, everything. You like all that, the military industrial complex, the censorship industrial complex. If you like all that, cool. The fiat world's a way for you. I choose to live and build in a new world, in a Bitcoin monetary standard, in that Bitcoin world where the playing field is equal, not equal outcomes, but playing field is equal, and it's built on merit and accountability and responsibility, and it changes everything. Fix the money, fix the world. Separation of money and state. I hope you guys have an awesome Friday. That's your market update for today. And let's check really quick before we go. Is Bitcoin running? And that's always the question. Is Bitcoin running? Brandon, is it running? What is actually happening? Oh, beautiful. It's running. And looks like, again, yep, every 10 minutes or so on average, blocks are moving into the blockchain. Every 10 minutes on average, TikTok, next block. And let's see how the government's doing. Let's see how the United States fiat government system is doing. Oh, 31.5 trillion in debt. It looks like it's still going up. It's not going the other way. So you might want to get some Bitcoin, because it might just catch on even more, because we're at 120% debt to GDP. Not good. Not good, Bob. And that interest on the debt just keeps going up. So there will be a monetary transition. Governments will collapse. Nation states will collapse. And those that are protecting themselves now, buying insurance now through their money, food, water, their community they're building, they will succeed. They will thrive. Their families will thrive in the long run. Period. End of the day. I can guarantee you that. I appreciate you and you spending your time here. Please share this out if you feel inclined. The algorithm hates truth. Please put your comments in here and what you are thinking on the situation and what's going on. Obviously, there's a lot of craziness going on, like I said, in the Bitcoin world, hilarity, but Bitcoin keeps doing the thing. TikTok next block, every 10 minutes. Bitcoin destroying the dollar. These things will continue to happen. So I appreciate you. We have the answer. It is here if we want it. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.